me even thinking a year ago that I would be featured on Dragon's Den was not even a thought. So I just want to tell you the whole story. It's really interesting, and I think it goes to share a lesson that big things can happen if you just kind of take a little step and take a little risk and maybe a little leap of faith. So in January of this year, 2024, I was networking with another entrepreneur who we were collaborating on on a YouTube show together. And they were documenting our journey as newer businesses, Black owned businesses here in the Toronto, Canada area. And they were just walking us through kind of how to grow our businesses, giving us resources and networking with us as well to give us the tools and the strategies to help us with our e-com brands. So Trèsolz, if you don't know, I'm Judy, and I'm the owner and founder of Trèsolz, and we specialize in fashionable footwear for women, large sizes only. I have to give you another background about why I even started this brand, but that's for another video. So basically what happened was he was telling me that he was on Dragon's Den last year. Dragon's Den is the equivalent, if you're in the US, to like a Shark's Tank. And I think Dragon's Den is in several countries around the world, not only Canada. And so his company was several years older than my company. I've been in business now for 3 years. And he said, Judy, you should audition. You should audition for the show. You can do it all online. And I was like, no, me? Why would I do that? I'm not even ready. Like, I'm still working on product development. I am selling shoes, obviously, but I just felt like I was just not ready to go and audition, put all myself out there and have investors actually invest in me on a show like Dragon's Den. He's like, you might as well. So I did. I actually went online when I got home that evening, and I went to the Dragon's Den website and, filled out the basic application, and they asked me to upload a video, like a 60-second video talking about my business, my brand, and why I think I would be a good fit for Dragon's Den. And so I did it. It was the last night as well. It was like the cutoff was that evening for submissions for the 2024 season. And I winged it. I literally winged it, everyone. Like, I just talked about how hard it is to find shoes over a size 10, shoes that were fashionable, shoes that were cute, shoes that were comfortable. And I told a little bit of my backstory about how I have a larger size foot and I wanted to be the solution to my own problem. Just told my story and pressed submit. So the very next day, I got an email from the producer saying, we received your application and we want you to come audition. So right there, I was floored. Didn't think that I would get an email back, but I did it anyway, and I got an audition. The audition was the following week. So they sent me the whole package of what you need to make sure you include in your audition. So your audition is basically your pitch, because as you know, on Dragon's Den, you're pitching your business to a series of investors. And so again, I was like, okay, I'm going to try and do this. Me being a smaller business and also still working full time, I was like, okay, I need to know all of my numbers. I need to know everything about my business. And some of the things I didn't know, I hadn't thought through fully because I'm still a younger business. I am learning as I go in a way. And so I spent that next week not only preparing a pitch, but first getting to know all of my numbers, revenues, profit, unit cost, what the market is like, every single thing. I took the time to do that because I didn't want to show up in front of the producers during the audition the following week and look like an idiot. So I spent that time. So the auditions are downtown Toronto at the CBC studio. Hundreds and hundreds of people in the Toronto area were called to audition. Not only that, they were also flying to all the other provinces in Canada and holding in-person auditions as well. So knowing that they're only going to choose about 80 people to actually make it to the next level, to make it to the show, the odds were very, very, very low. What do I have to lose, right? So I went downtown, I packed up some of my shoes, I practiced my pitch. Your pitch had to be about a minute to 2 minutes long. Practice in front of my family, my husband, my kids at the time. It was rusty, I have to say, but I did have it memorized. I had it memorized, but I did it. I was there for about 3-4 hours. I finally got my number called and I went and did my audition. The producers asked questions after question after question. So there's two, you audition in front of two of the producers. And you're not only auditioning in front of them, but standing beside you on either side of you is also other businesses pitching to other producers. So you're doing it in front of everyone. And you're not in like a small room, you're in a big open area on the main floor of the CBC studio. So after I did my pitch, they grilled me. They grilled me for about 20 to 30 minutes, asking me questions about my products, asking me questions about all of my numbers and everything. And I winged it. Questions that I didn't think that they were going to ask me, they asked me. And I said, thank you very much. And they said to us all, don't call us, we'll call you. If you want to know if you made it to the show, you're not going to find out unless we email you. And we'll email you, at that time it was January, we'll email you by the latest April. So that was like 2-3 months of just waiting, not knowing what was happening, not knowing if yes or no. So I just kind of stuck it in my back pocket, knew that I did my best with the time that I had. And it wasn't until end of March that an email came to my attention. And it was from Dragon's Den, and they basically said, Judy, I think that we have a couple more questions for you. Can you jump on a Zoom call? So now I'm freaking out. I'm like, more questions? What do they want to ask me? And so I started just researching more, thinking about other questions they might have because they're still considering me at the time. So jump on the Zoom call it was 3 days later. And the Zoom call was really a way for them to say and get my reaction on camera that, surprise, you have made Dragon's Den. We want you to come and pitch in front of the dragons. Now remember, that does not mean that I'm actually made the TV show. But I got a chance to go and pitch in front of the dragons, and they would film it, and then they would do their editing and cutting from there. Dropping businesses that didn't do too well in front of the dragons, or their stories weren't exciting. Remember, this is about TV. This is good TV. Yes, they're all real millionaires and they're all real investors, but CBC wants a good show. Anyways, that's how I ended up pitching in front of the dragons, and it was an amazing experience. I know that there's a lot going on with Dragon's Den right now because it's airing right now. Tonight, I think, is their 4th episode. I air November 7th, 2024, Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. on CBC. Please watch it. I'm going to give you some more details. If you have any more questions, please drop them on the comments below, because I do believe that if you're a small business, you need to take a chance. You need to audition. Why not? Free marketing, free publicity, and it's all good all the way around. So yeah, I'm going to come back and share some more. But let me know if you want to, if you have any questions about my journey. And all I can say is positive things all around. The dragons were phenomenal. They were really, really nice. They supported me, but I'm not going to give away exactly the ending. You got to watch it November 7th.